Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyane. Another area of our lives which have taken interest in is the state of our municipalities, the dysfunctionality of our municipalities, right throughout the length and breadth of South Africa. Municipalities are not just living up to their mandate. Let me begin in the Free State High Court and tell you what happened there last week, Wednesday. AfriForum brought contempt of court proceedings against the Premier of the Free State and the Mafube municipality. The Mafube municipality includes the areas of Frankfurt, I think, and Villiers also, and Dwelling. So, way back in around 2021, judgments had been passed in favor of the applicants that the Mafube municipality, must implement or live up to its constitutional mandate to ensure that service delivery takes place in those areas. The Frankfurt area leaves much to be desired, infrastructure-wise. The roads are dilapidated with potholes, that are knee-deep in places. The supply of water is erratic, and so is the supply of electricity. Basic infrastructure has collapsed. So way back in 2021, AfriForum then took this municipality to court to try and get it to comply with its own constitutional mandate, which it is failing to carry out. AfriForum at that stage was successful, but the municipality just decided to turn a blind eye. They just simply ignored those court orders as if they did not exist. So in the face of that contempt of court, AfriForum then brought contempt proceedings before the Free State High Court. And in a 3-judge bench, the Free State High Court ruled in favor of AfriForum and ordered the Mafube municipality to comply with its constitutional obligations of fixing infrastructure in and around the towns that fall under it. And I think the period that was given was about 3 months within which to comply with that order. Now, this is a very special area which I've taken interest in. That is functionality of our municipalities. More than 80% of our municipalities across the length and breadth of South Africa, according to the Auditor General, are retaining qualified audits. None of them are able, or the vast majority of them, cannot return clean audits. A qualified audit simply is simply an audit in which the Auditor General washes her hands off it, because there are so many irregularities, in the way financial affairs are conducted and many other things which are just not right in that municipality. So the worrying thing is municipalities are made up by politicians, ward councillors. I remember how way back in the last municipal elections, how frantically politicians were trying to engage with the men and women on the ground, to try and vote for them, to try and get them to vote for them. And the popular slogan, coming especially from the ANC, was a better life for all. But the one disturbing trend about our politicians is that they never walk the talk. Once the elections have come and gone, that is it. You'll never see them again traversing the townships. You'll never see them again because some of these councillors have since moved long ago from the townships to the suburbs. So for them, election time just becomes a time when they, venture into the location, into the locations again, in their flashy German cars, solicit a few votes here and there, and off they go again. And they will only be seen 5 years down the line. The next municipal elections are scheduled for 2026. They should come around November or thereabouts, 2026. And already we are seeing some movement, at local level. Councillors now are sort of waking up to the fact that, the electorate will be back again to come and deliver its verdict. Unfortunately, the state of our service delivery right throughout South Africa is appalling. We just don't have the right people with the qualifications to do the job. Cadre deployment has been disastrous because, cadre deployment was simply based on the theory that, you reward a loyal member of the party. Whether or not he's capable of doing the job well is another issue altogether. So the people that we have in this as ward councillors, and there's no stipulation as to, the standard of education that one must have to qualify as a ward councillor. You just simply need to live in that ward and, that's about it. That's about it. Doesn't even stipulate that you must have a matric or something like that. Anything goes. So, if you just make sure that you play your cards right, make as much noise as possible during election time and, tell people a lot of glorious things, hopefully they will elect you. And that is just the kind of ward councillor that we have. People that we entrust with our votes and who just don't live up to expectations. I don't want to look like, I'm not here to crucify the ANC. But I think this is precisely why the ANC lost power so dramatically from 57% The ANC is now hobbling around the 40% mark. The people have lost hope in the ANC. This municipality that I'm talking about, in the Frankfurt area, the Mafube municipality, is an ANC-run municipality. So that why should it take court action? Court action to get a municipality to do that which it has to do and it has undertaken to do. Why would the municipality then fight a court battle using state resources just because it will not do what it is constitutionally mandated to do? And at the end of it all, lose that court battle and pay huge costs, all at the expense of the taxpayer. The taxpayer who is not getting services delivered. So this is a double blow for the taxpayer. The taxpayer's money goes down the drain. And whatever little is left, the municipality will then fight court battles with. No wonder the state of the townships, every time I drive into the townships, I say to myself, but what is freedom all about if these places are still in this condition? There's litter strewn all over the place. Yeah, just to give you a small example, litter. There's plastic, there's paper, it's all over the place. Nobody bothers to remove it. So that if we fail, to even deal with things as pedestrian as the cleaning up of our environments by these municipalities, what else can they ever do? Tell me in the comment section. I think all our municipalities are dysfunctional. And it's about time we crack the whip. Tell me in the comment section. Let me hear what you think. Like I told you, the Daily Fix was to diversify. We'll touch on several issues, not just legal issues. There are other political issues. This one has got a legal dimension to it because it ended up in the Free State High Court. But social issues of interest to bring a diversity, so that when you look forward to the next edition of the Daily Fix, you must just be asking yourself, what is he got up his sleeve this time around? That would be much more interesting instead of bringing you one narrative day in and day out. So let's diversify and let me see what you think about this. And please kindly subscribe. I'm glad that the views are also coming in a satisfactory manner. Kindly subscribe and have a nice day.